Working from home sounds amazing, right? Well, yeah, most of the time it is, but it can also be really challenging to stay focused and on task when you're not in a traditional office setting. There are dogs to be walked, laundry to be put away, and a whole kitchen full of food just waiting to be eaten. I have gone through phases where I have really struggled with productivity and focus, and I've learned lots of little tricks about how to get my mind back in the game. I'm sharing them all with you today, so get ready.
You're listening to the Support Squad podcast, where virtual assistants come together to share their best business tools and tips. Virtual assistant for life coaches Sharon Nissen created the Support Squad with a firm belief in community over competition. Whether you're a new virtual assistant looking for advice on how to get started, or an established virtual assistant looking to expand your skills and invite even more abundance into your career, you're in the right place. Working from home doesn't have to be lonely. We're in this together. Now, here she is, the host of the Support Squad podcast, Sharon Nissen.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Support Squad podcast. So I feel like I'm really starting to get in the groove with this whole podcasting thing. I was so nervous when I first launched the podcast, and I honestly thought that no one would listen. Like, I was expecting to check in on my stats and be like, maybe my mom listened. But now, 7 episodes in, I'm getting over 100 downloads per episode. That might sound small, but to me, it's huge. And I know that those numbers are going to keep going up as we reach more virtual assistants and aspiring virtual assistants. So if you've been enjoying the podcast, I would love for you to do me a huge favor that will help me reach more people. It just takes a quick sec. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, you guessed it. I would love for you to leave me a review. I'll share an example of one that I got recently. It's from my girl, Rachel, who's been listening to the podcast and hanging out in the Support Squad Hangout on Facebook. Here's what she said. It seriously made my whole week when I saw it. Whether you're a new virtual assistant or an experienced one, this podcast is for you. Sharon offers advice and quick tips that are relevant and informative in an engaging way. I love her personality and the fact that the podcast is not really long. She gets down to business, gives you what you need, and offers you support with any questions you have. Absolutely love this show and this host. She definitely has a subscriber for life. Oh, it's just so sweet. Rachel, thank you so much. I already told you how much this review means to me, but I wanted to share it on the show too. Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, productivity. Let's talk about all the ways that you can limit distractions, focus your brain, and stay super productive even when you're working from home. My first tip, get dressed. I know, it's such a bummer, and a huge perk of working from home is that you really don't have to get dressed if you don't want to. But staying in your pajamas all day can have a huge effect on your mindset. Wearing pajamas tells your brain that it's time to rest and relax. But girl, you've got stuff to do. I'm not saying you need to put on a fancy or even a professional outfit. Just make sure that you change out of the clothes you slept in. Brush your hair and maybe put on a little bit of mascara and lip gloss. I promise you'll instantly feel refreshed, recharged, and ready to take on the day. This leads me to my next tip. Create a daily routine. I've recently heard from a virtual assistant that the thing she misses most about actually going to an office is the commute because it helped her get her brain into work mode. But by creating a regular daily routine, you can get your brain into that mode even if you're not leaving your house. By repeating the same types of tasks at the same times each day, you will find that it is easier to snap your brain into focus. You might remember that in episode 3, I talked about keeping a separate Google Calendar for my daily routine. I have it set up to send me notifications on my phone so that I know when to move into the different phases of my day. Here's what it looks like for me. 5:45 to 6:30 a.m., yoga and meditation. This is when I do a quick gratitude meditation and a 15 to 20 minute yoga flow to get focused and grounded for the day. Gaia.com and Yoga with Adriene on YouTube are my favorite resources for those things. 6:30 to 7:30 a.m., getting ready and getting the kids ready. During this time, I get totally dressed, get the kids dressed, and I prepare breakfast for all of us. 7:30 to 7:45 a.m., breakfast and reading. I love to read a book while I eat breakfast. Usually it's something self-development or marketing related. I'm currently reading a book called Secrets of Six-Figure Women that has totally inspired me to take major action in my business this year. 7:45 to 8 a.m., social media engagement. I always spend a dedicated 15 minutes in the morning checking in with my followers on Instagram and in my Facebook group. I absolutely love seeing what people are posting about their virtual assistant businesses. I make sure to read their posts and comment in a thoughtful way. And by doing this on a very regular basis, I'm able to build authentic relationships with my followers. Love y'all, by the way. 8 to 10 a.m., client work. I focus on one client at a time, making sure to take care of high priority items first. Then from 10 to 10:30, I take a walk. 2 hours of solid focused client work is about all my brain can handle before I start getting fuzzy. And there's just no point in forcing yourself to work when your brain isn't there. So I like to schedule short breaks during the day when I can move my body and refresh my mind. My dog also really appreciates this. 10:30 to 12, I come back from my walk feeling refreshed, and I buckle down for another hour and a half of focused client work. 12 to 1, lunch and household chores. I take an hour-long break for lunch, and I also use this time to clean up the house, fold laundry, and do all of those little household chores. Knowing that I have this blocked out time during the day to work on things around the house means that I'm not distracted by all of those little things I need to do when I'm working. From 1 to 2:30 p.m. is another block of client work time. And then from 2:30 to 3, I work on my own business. From creating content to sprucing up my website, writing podcast episodes, and tracking my income and expenses. This is really important time to me. It's really important that you make sure that you're taking focused time each day to keep things flowing in your business. At 3 o'clock, my daughter gets home from school and we move into homework, dinner, and all that nice family stuff. I found that having this routine gives a clear start and end to my day, and it also gives me enough variety and breaks during the day that I can stay really productive during the times when I am focused on client work. To help you create your own routine, I've created a free time blocking template. You can download it at thesupportsquad.com in the freebie shop, and make sure to check out all the other goodies in there too. Another tip, if you're having trouble focusing, change your environment. Grab your laptop and head out to a coffee shop or a library. I find that working in a coffee shop provides just the right amount of background noise without being distracting. And I don't feel the urge to do a load of laundry, clean the kitchen, watch TV, or any of those pesky little things that can get in the way when I work from home. And speaking of background noise, it's been proven that people are more productive with a little bit of music or noise in the background. Spotify has some amazing playlists that you can listen to for free. My favorites are Zen, Indie Folk for Focus, deep focus, and brain food. All of these playlists feature instrumental soothing music. It's actually amazing how much of a difference it can make for me to have some ambient music playing. All of a sudden, I can fly through tasks that I was struggling with in silence. Another game changer for me, turning off notifications. When I'm working, especially doing client work, I turn off notifications on my phone and on my desktop. Does it really matter who just liked my Instagram post? I mean, it does, but it's definitely not an emergency. I mean, how many times have you gotten a notification on your phone and been sucked into a rabbit hole of Instagram scrolling or into a text message exchange that could have waited until later? Turning off your notifications is a great way to cut down on those distractions so you're not tempted to interrupt the more important work that you're doing. On the same note, I also make sure that I don't keep my email open. Now, this won't work if it's your job to monitor an inbox that needs quick responses, but for the most part, emails can wait. Make it a habit to check your email once every 2 hours instead of constantly being distracted by new emails popping into your inbox. Okay, so y'all have heard me talk about drinking lots of water before, but I think it's important for me to bring it up now that we're talking about productivity. I recently read an article in the Washington Times that said 77% of US workers are not getting enough water. And studies show that even slight dehydration can impair your cognitive functions, making it difficult for you to focus and complete tasks. I found an amazing water bottle on Amazon that has little markers on it showing how much I should drink incrementally through the day. I am super diligent about this because I found that dehydration makes me extremely fuzzy in my brain and worse, irritable and grumpy. So get on that water intake, sister. And my ultimate tip for productivity, the one that beats out all of the rest. If you find that you are staring at your screen, attempting to start the same task over and over again, looking for anything to distract yourself, scrolling on your phone, trying to clean stuff around the house, just unplug for 10 minutes. Move your body, drink some water, or have a healthy snack. Sometimes our minds and bodies just need a break. Staying productive while working from home is not easy, my friends, but by putting systems in place that allow for focused times and break times, you will find the flow that works for you. And I would always love to hear more ideas about how to stay focused. If there's something that works great for you, make sure to share it with us in the Support Squad Hangout Facebook group. You never know what might help someone else. Thanks so much for listening. I can't wait for you to hear next week's episode about how your mindset can impact your business. If you've been putting yourself down a lot about your business growth, or if you feel that you don't deserve to charge a high rate for your services, next week's episode is just for you. Until next time, boss babes.